What's your name?
Jesse, Apodaca,
When and where were you born?
in Mexico, and Mexico,
What year?
1945.
What exactly did you do before entering the service?
I was working as an apprentice in body and fender, repairing cars.
Do you have any other family members that joined the military?
No, I don't. I went to elementary school because we was here first, you know what I mean, when I was a little boy. So I went to that elementary, and then we had to go back and get legalized, you know, legal papers to come back.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't come back because there was some problems with my dad, and so we had to stay in Mexico. I was nine or eight, and then we got to come back, got legalized, you know, when I was 15 years old, 1959. And then from then, I went to Bush junior high in Compton. And that was problematic over there also, you know.
Yeah, a lot of.
Oh, it was terrible. I mean, terrible. It was just, that was worse than Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
To be honest with you.
Wow. So that's where you, did you go to high school there too?
Yes, I went, I went to Centennial. I mean, we looked like nothing, you know what I mean? It's compared to a Marine, you know. And they're already yelling at you, you know, you're in the bus, you just, you know, they're all, you know, you get off and then there's all these footsteps, you know, where you gotta stand and there's about 5 or 6 like barber shops, you know, rooms where they're cutting hair. And then from right there you go in there, they snip your hair off in 3 seconds, you know. Then they take you for your clothes, you know, and this, you know, you name it. And they just throw air, they ask you your size, but they could really care less what they give you, you know what I'm saying? You know, just they try to harass you, you know, to whatever, to move you.
Speed up the process, maybe, yeah. So was it kind of hard or difficult to adjust to the environment? No?
No, it was okay. You know, they got through, you know, and they did what they had to do, you know. And the big thing was they give you everything you need, you know. So we packaged everything, and then they gave us everything. And it's getting early in the morning, like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, I guess it was. And we got these yellow T-shirts, you know. We put their clothes on, you know. Then some of us got big T-shirts, and some of us, you know, big pants, and like some of us got the caps are too big, you know. Like I said, it's just a mess, you know. And here you see the Marines, you know, marching, you know, I mean, all kinds of platoons, you know, all over the place. And here we come out and they tell, okay, girls, hold hands, you know what I mean? You have to hold hands, you know, and all this ridiculous stuff. But after a few days, we was doing fine, you know.
I know it's kind of a weird question, but like, did you adjust to the food, like what they served
No
you there?
problem.
No problem?
No problem. Had all the chocolate drink and all the milk you could drink. Right after boot camp, you know, we had our MO or whatever, what you call it, you know what you was going to be into. So from there I went to school to learn about tanks and all, you know, in Del Mar. So my responsibilities was, especially I was a loader or a driver. You can do anything in the tank.
Yeah.
Because you train for the whole works, you know. But that's especially what I did.
How long did that take you to learn about all the tanks and how it manufactured and stuff?
Not much, you know, because I think it was like a month, you know.
Oh, wow.
We went to school, you know, because they wanted to get you to Vietnam.
Did you have any enemy engagement at any time over there?
Yes, we did. I lost probably half of the platoon,
Oh wow.
and then I got injured, and see tanks they can knock a tank out pretty easy
Yeah.
with an RPG, and they fired it out of a bamboo, you know what I mean, which is about, you know, that bamboo that's,
Yeah.
it's like almost like a bazooka, you know what I mean,
Uh-huh.
and it's about that short. And the sights are made out of bamboo, you know what I mean,
Uh-huh.
but you just gotta be pretty close, like 20 to 30 feet from the tank.
Oh wow.
But you can do that easily in Vietnam because that's all there is. It's like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Looking
yeah.
at bushes, you know. So like Tank 1-4 took quite a few hits, you know. Sometimes they don't make it all the way in, you know. They just make a bubble inside. I have pictures of. I didn't bring them with me.
Okay.
I have pictures where you can, you know, I'm sticking a stick in the holes in the front of the tank, you know, from the RPGs.
Oh wow.
And then inside you have a lot of ammo, you know, white phosphorus, which you cannot turn off if it gets lit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, you know, pretty bad. But no, I had a 1-4 the RPG went through the rangefinder right there where the sergeant is at,
Uh-huh.
you know, the sergeant in charge of the tank, and then knocked his leg off at the knee, and it was just hanging. It went through Helfer. He was a loader, you know, it went right through him.
Oh wow.
He jumped out of the tank, you know, from the shock, and then Woody, I think it was his name, the gunner, he got shrapnel all in his back. No, that was one of the, and then all the grunts, we went to go show force, and we spent the night there in their position, you know, the Viet Cong,
Oh
their
wow.
position. I think our staff should have better sense, you know.
What was your like input before you went to Vietnam? What were you expecting? And what did you like experience when you were there?
I was just in the service, and you know, and I didn't think. You know, there was still some prejudice in the military, you know, for the blacks and for the Hispanics,
Yeah.
and even in boot camp, you know. But you know, whatever, everything went okay, but there was a lot of problems at that time. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then Vietnam was all right. I mean, there was you know, here, you know, like we really didn't have a reason, you know, to kill them people, you know. But I
Yeah.
mean, they shoot at us, we shoot back. A lot of times we couldn't even do that. You know, you practically had to stand up there and get shot because they didn't want us to shoot at them. You know what I mean?
Where were you when the war ended? Do you remember when they announced when the war ended? Where were you? Like
Here.
What, here?
Yeah, in Compton, I guess. Yeah. And then when I got back, I don't know if you ever heard, but I mean, if you was in the military, I mean, it was hard to find somebody to give you a ride here in the United States. You know, that's how
Yeah.
screwed up it was, you know. And I don't know how myself, I couldn't, because we landed in El Toro,
Victoria.
and you know, we was fully dressed,
Mhm.
and I couldn't get a ride, you know. because I had to go from El Toro all the way to Compton.
Oh, that's pretty far, yeah.
And I finally I got to where I could get a bus, you know. But it was just, you couldn't even expect even worse things, you know, that they could do to you.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, I finally got a hold of my best friend. My daughter did, you know, through the internet. And then he came to visit here, some relatives, and I got to see him, you know what I mean? And, his name was Martin. He was in my tank with me, and that was the end of that. I was supposed to call another friend of mine, JJ, up in Florida, but I never did. And but that's a I haven't seen anyone, you know, like run into anybody like that. A lot, they were probably from out of state, you know, most of them. I don't know what around when it was, but when I was in Vietnam, we was there already, and I wanted to, you know, get a skull. You know, just craziness, you know, wanted to get a skull. So we happened to see two, you know, it was like two graves, you know, but they also looked like they were kind of fresh. So I got the shovel and I walked over there and I started digging right about the middle, you know, where I'm digging. And next thing I know, I hit metal, you know what I mean? And then I go like that with the shovel, and there was the guy's buckle, you know. I said, forget it, I don't want to skull.